Chittam Sadajoganishtam Jogiraj Pujyam Tang Bande Sri Gurum Chidanandam Ahimsa Satya Pavitradi Chira Dedipyaman Vigraham Shivanandasya Sisya Sreshtaratnam Twang Bande Sri Gurum Chidanandam. Om Namo Narayanaya. Namaste, Hari Om to everyone here. Swami Sivananda is a world teacher. The Swami, when we say Swami Sivananda, we have to look into the huge contribution he had made to the entire humanity. In Swamiji's own language, Swami Sivananda says, I have produced few dozens of saints and sages, those who are the king of kings and emperor of emperors, and they are spread across all over the world. And if you look into his prime disciples and the contributions in the same lineage of tradition of Guru Parampara, you look into the Chinmaya mission movement worldwide by one of the direct disciples of Swami Sivanandaji Maharaj as Swami Chinmayananda. Then the Sivananda Yoga worldwide is also by one of the direct disciples of Swami Sivanandaji Maharaj is Swami Vishnudevanandaji Maharaj. Then if you look into Hatha Yoga Parampara, the traditional way of Hatha Yoga, Yoga Pradipika and the details of healing pranayama, then Swami Satyananda is a direct disciple of Swami Sivanandaji Maharaj. Swami Sahajananda Maharaj, South Africa, Sachidananda Swamiji, the first person to bring a international interfaith peace temple. So when you think the specific contribution of Swami Sivananda, we have to look into the huge contribution of his writings. Sitting in the small room in the holy banks of Mother Ganga in Rishikesh, without having any windows even, the Swami who started writing books, and the books reached nook and corner of the whole world. There is not a single country where Swami Sivananda's literature has not entered in and not been translated, and the people have not been benefited. So this was the time in 1893 when Swami Vivekananda appeared in the world stage of Chicago and spread the message of Sanatana Hindu in the World Parliament of Religions. And at the age of 39, Swami Vivekananda passed away, and he, with an awakening message to all humanity, arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. 1886, Paramahansa Sri Ramakrishna Deva passed away, and 1887, Swami Sivananda's physical body as Dr. Kuppuswamy from the holy land of Tamil Nadu, South India, Pattamadai location was born. Those are the timings when India is getting discovered through the sea routes. Connections are being made through telegram. The world is getting connected, and there is a dominancy of the so-called priests, or that time the Brahmins, those who dominated the other tribes or other castes in India, and the scriptures as only confined to a particular sect of people. Sitting in the bank of the Rishikesh, translating each and every scripture and putting them into simple English language, Swami Sivananda reached to the nook and corner of the world, and the whole world came to Sivananda Ashram Rishikesh, and the government declared the entire location as Sivananda Nagar. So when Swami Vivekananda appeared and vanished with the message, so this is the thing you have to do. But how to do? Swami Sivananda born and came with his mission, how to do. So when we think of Shivananda, we talk of Swami Sivananda, we talk of the universal religion, we talk of the world peace. When you think of Shivananda, we think of that there is only one world and one family, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. And Swamiji's whole teachings, Swamiji has written more than 300 books, and all teachings are summarized in 6 words: serve, love, give, purify, meditate, realized. So we will offer my holy obeisance at the feet of His Holiness Sri Swami Sivanandaji Maharaj. I will just give a brief biography of Swami Sivananda. The ancient traditional Guru Parampara, time to time, great sages and saints, since time immemorial, have taken birth. Avatars also have come, Amsha avatars also come, many yogis as rishis have come. And looking into the north, south, east, west, and Akhanda Bharata Varsha, though there has been no comparison at all, South India has got a huge contribution. And if you look into the saints and sages of the South India, there are many saints. And in these saints, one great scholar and saint says Appaya Dikhitar. Appaya Dikhitar is a very scholar and famous in South India, who has a comparative study of the Dvaitavada, Advaitavada, Visishta Advaitavada, and Shiva Advaitavada. And the essence he has put in the book. This Appaya Dikhitar was a Saivite. He is a Shiva Bhakta. And he visited Tirupati Balaji temple, Tirupati Balaji Venkatesh. And the priest forbade him. You are a Saivite, this is a Vishnu temple, you cannot enter here. But next day, when the priest opened the temple, Tirupati Balaji's image has been turned into Lord Shiva's image. They searched about this saint, Appaya Dikhitar. They asked for forgiveness and requested Appaya Dikhitar to pray to the Lord to go back to the original image of Tirupati. So with the prayer of Appaya Dikhitar, Tirupati Balaji image, which was turned to be a Lord Shiva's image, again resumed back to the Tirupati Balaji Venkatesh image. This Appaya Dikhitar lineage, Dr. Kuppuswamy is born. His father was a Jamidar, his father was a landlord, Itiyapuram. He worked actually, and Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam describes the glory of many sacred rivers. And one such river Bhagavata describes as Tamraparani. Tamraparani, in the banks of the Tamraparani river, 12 to 13 hours journey by train from the city of Madras or Chennai, near the Tirunelveli railway station, in the Tirunelveli district, in the location called Pattamadai. Pattamadai, Swami Sivananda was born 8th of September 1887. All those who have already visited Pattamadai, they are well aware of the birthplace of Swami Sivanandaji Maharaj. The residential house of Swamiji has been well preserved by the Divine Life Society. And there, in the memory of Swami Sivananda Saraswati Maharaj, the former president of the Divine Life Society, Swami Chidananda Saraswati Maharaj, has constructed a huge hospital, Swami Sivananda Centenary Charitable Hospital. It is in the village of Pattamadai. Anyhow, Swamiji was born in Pattamadai. From the childhood, he used to serve his parents, preparing flower garlands, collecting flowers and bell leaves for his father's puja. And father, whatever he was chanting, this Kuppuswamy used to listen all such, and he has more interest for physical games, outdoor games, exercises, danda baitak. He studied in Pattamadai. Then afterwards, he moved to higher study. He moved to Tanjore Medical College to qualify as a doctor. He studied in Tanjore Medical Institute, and Swamiji writes himself, there has been not a single medical book available that time which I have not gone in detail. And from the childhood, he has always the thought of serving the people, helping the people. So he started the journal called Ambrosia, the Tamil terms of fruits, or the fruits for health, the health and health benefits. Like these articles used to come in Ambrosia, and during the student period, when he's still studying, and after the study is over, he continues this journal Ambrosia. So in between, his father passed away, and to have more financial freedom and support to help the poor and needy, he thought of moving to Malaysia. So in SS Tara, he traveled to Malaysia and was not aware that in the ship he will not get any vegetarian food to eat. So he was served meat and other things, but he could not take all those things. He was a pure South Indian Brahmin, and he from childhood pure vegetarian. So mother prepared some laddus. So that laddus he consumed all the way from India to Malaysia. And when he arrived in Malaysia, he is completely weak. Somehow he managed to meet the person there who arranged for his job. That time, Malaysia was having a congregation of many poor people from different nearby countries and many people from India also. So in the beginning, he could not get the job where he was referred to. Then he said, I waited very patiently, and my little money, whatever I saved, was just getting exhausted. By the time I had an interview for a job in a rubber estate. So the owner of the rubber estate asked him, can you manage this hospital on your own? So Dr. Kuppuswamy said, I can manage 3 hospitals at a time. So immediately he was joined there, and he used to look after entire administration, accounts, patients, and everything, overall responsibility upon this young doctor. He used to travel by bicycle. He used to travel by bicycle from the place to the hospital, and he was so much delighted in serving the patients. He used to spend money from his own salary, giving nutritious food to the patients. And some patients, if not having money, he used to give so that the patient can travel back to the own residence. During this time, though it has not been recorded, but I have heard it. And however, this person is there already mentioned. One Sadhu, one great saint, came as a patient to this young doctor, and he delivered a book to him. He suggested him to read this book. The book name was Jiva Brahma Aikyam. Jiva Brahma Aikyam. And this has been recorded, and we found in the biography of Swami Sivananda, this saint handed over this book, Jiva Brahma Aikyam. But I have heard from others where it has no record that during the study of the book, the patient also was, there came a patient where this young Dr. Kuppuswamy tried to save the patient, but his one leg was to be amputated. So he tried very hard, and the decision was taken and one leg was. And while he is studying this book, while the saint has given him this Jiva Brahma Aikyam, then some story comes about the great sage of India, Sadashiva Brahman. Sadashiva Brahman is in meditation in the banks of Saraju, and there comes the rainy season, and he is inert like a rock and is completely absorbed in samadhi. So when the river flows, there is flood in the river, and the rainy season is over, Sadashiva Brahman is completely merged in samadhi, and a layer of clay has covered him up. By the time when the rainy season goes, the peasants go to the cultivation and they plow the land. The plow hits the head of Sadashiva Brahman and the blood comes out. And they slowly dig up the place and saw somebody sitting in a completely meditation. And then some sensation comes and Sadashiva Brahman gets up from his seat and starts working without having complete body consciousness. So he entered to here and there moving without any clothes. He entered to the inner chambers of the king, and a naked person is entering to the courtyard. So they tried to hit him, and one hand was caught and thrown on the ground. So by the time one hand was caught, Sadashiva Brahman came to full body consciousness. And he looked at the other hand, sampled the caught hand with the other hand, and a new hand was formed. So this also was the story where Dr. Kuppuswamy contemplates on this, what is that great truth, great yoga, and the power of these yogis, where I, as a medical profession, as a doctor, I could not shave the leg of this patient, but here this miracle can happen. Here this is happening with the case of Sadashiva Brahman. He closes everything and decides to move from Malaya to Himalaya. However, we have some few important incidents happening in Malaysia. Swamiji was very, very highly luxurious life he was maintaining. For example, in the 10 fingers, he used to have 10 rings, and he used to have many caps. If the kitchen person who is cooking, he just looked at his cap or coat, then Dr. Kuppuswamy immediately will hand over the coat and the cap, and will also take him to the market for a photo shooting. So this also happened many times because of his hard work. The people, those who are working under Dr. Kuppuswamy, they were very lethargic and they didn't work. And Swami has mentioned that though they didn't work, apart from my work and job responsibilities, I used to work from my subordinates also, because I didn't want to hurt them. At the same time, I was worried that if they don't perform their work, I will lose the job. So in between this phase, Dr. Kuppuswamy decided to come back to India. All his belongings, everything he kept in a friend's house, in the search of truth, in the search of ultimate goal of this human life. He came to India and first went to Bharani. From Bharani, he traveled to many places, and completing the Bharat Jatra, he reached in Rishikesh. And reaching Rishikesh, he found this place very good for sadhana, contemplation, study, and meditation. That time, Rishikesh is not connected with the whole world. In 1886, only the Haridwar railway station is connected. So from Haridwar, if one person is coming to Rishikesh, either he has to come by Khachar or by walk or by Tungas. So that time you can just think of the Rishikesh, just as you see the Rishikesh now, right now, it is a city. But that time it was only the contemplation, place of meditation, contemplation, and rishis used to stay. So this time when Dr. Kuppuswamy comes here, There has been no electricity, no communication, and sadhus colonies are there. One has to go for a bhikkya, collect the bhikkya, maybe chapati from one ashram, then another from ashram, another chutney, curry, even salt and chili. You have to go to different places. So when Dr. Kuppuswamy maintained such a high luxury life in Malaysia, but he came here to Rishikesh, still he found many of the sadhus, the monks and the aspirants, those who are coming to Rishikesh for sadhana, because of poor health, they are also dying. So Swamiji, Dr. Kuppuswamy, that time, he started a charitable dispensary there. In between, he met one of the great sage of Varanasi, Swami Visvananda Saraswati, who initiated him into sannyas in 1924, 1st of June, and he named him as Swami Sivananda. So Guru and the disciple, they have a very few moments with each other where Vishwananda Saraswati initiates Dr. Kuppuswamy and gives him name as Swami Sivananda Saraswati, and he go back to Varanasi and writes a letter with details instructions for sannyas, how a sannyasi should live their life and what scriptures and etc. All Swami Vishwananda Saraswati instructs to this young monk Swami Sivananda Saraswati. In between, because of he has got a inborn quality of serving others, Swami Sivananda, during his young and ascetic life, started going to the huts and cottages of Rishikesh and carrying water for the elderly sadhus, carrying medicines for them and serving them. Then Swamiji stayed in the Swargashram side, in the opposite bank of Badar Ganga, where the Tapasya Kutir is still there. Those who have visited Rishikesh, they would have seen. Those who wants to go to Rishikesh, they must visit the place, Swami Sivananda Tapasya Kutir, where for 13 years, Swami Sivananda did tremendous tapasya. In his autobiography, Swamiji writes, I have spent 18 hours in meditation. And that time also, Swamiji used to write articles on health, spiritual life, and it gets published in the journal called My Magazine. So My Magazine was famous, and there appeared the articles of Swami Sivananda, and in the below there will be written, you can, for any further guidance, assistance or queries, you can write to me with a postage stamp in the envelope. So seekers started coming, and there is no electricity, no paper to write also. The envelopes, already used envelopes, Swamiji used to cut, and inside the places, the books he used to write and articles he used to write, spiritual lessons, etc. The publications which comes from the writings of Swami Sivananda during the period of Swargashram. So Swargashram, the 13 years, the huge austerity period, and there are many times Swamiji doesn't like to go outside for bhikkya. He used to collect extra chapatis and keep them in the room, and 2-3 days gap he used to soak it in Ganga's water and consume them. Like this, many days and months together he has spent in tapasya, whole 18 hours in meditation, 18 hours in meditation, and then the little hours whatever he gets, he goes to the elderly sadhus for service. In between, so many visitors tried to meet Swamiji, and the place was very small. The administration put a fencing around Swamiji's building so that in due course of time, visitors can meet him. So there was a board, this time and this time for meeting only. During this period, for the publication of the books, and the publication of the books, Swamiji has to travel to Delhi, and in between he traveled to Ambala. So while returning from a program from Ambala, he thought in a bigger way to start an organization so that he can serve the people in a better manner. So that is how the Divine Life Society was formed, and Swamiji registered this as an organization, as a non-profit charitable organization for the public, with a vision and mission to awaken this whole humanity. Oh man, you are here. Your life is here for a temporary period, and you are not this body, not this mind, or not this human form, whatever, male or female or whatever you are. Your true identity is divine. To go, you have come from the divine, you will go back to the divine. And this organization, which has got a motto, has got a basic principle of Satya, Ahimsa, and Brahmacharya. Those who abide by these three main principles, Satya, Ahimsa, and purity, they are the members or the followers of this organization, the Divine Life Society. Then any of the books, any of the scriptures, whether it is Upanishad, Brahma Sutra, Bhagavad Gita, anything, Swamiji translated into English, and the book reached through the parcels, couriers, and slowly many people congregated in Rishikesh, and Swamiji shifted from Tapasya Kutir to the bank, opposite bank, now where the Divine Life Society, the Sivananda Ashram stands. That was a dilapidated cow shed. Swamiji came here and cleaned it, and remembering Ganesha, Saraswati, Shiva, all Hindu deities, with a devotion, he sang this bhajan, and that is how we sing this. It's called Jai Ganesha Kirtan. It's a famous kirtan sung all over the world by many of the organizations as well as the Divine Life Society. So when we look into the Tapasya, Swamiji's Tapasya of 13 years over, and Swamiji comes for only propagation of the Sanatana Vaidika Dharma, propagation and awakening the masses. So we will discuss in detail in the next session for the books and Swamiji's Tapasya period, few incidents, and contribution of the major books and the masterpiece of Swami Sivananda in the next session. Thank you. We can have question answer session.
Swamiji, this session is still 1:30.
Yeah.
So are we taking questions now and then we will continue?
We will continue. We can take the questions now also.
Okay. So dear viewers, if there are any questions, please post them in the Q&A box and I shall relay them to Swamiji. There aren't any questions as of now, Swamiji.
Okay.
We could continue. Yeah.
Okay. No. Swamiji has got 300 books in his publication, and out of 300 books, one book is acclaimed as the masterpiece of Swami Shivananda. And that book name is Sure Ways for Success in Life and God Relation. It's a very small book. Anybody can order it online. The message of Swamiji is very clear, and Swamiji always says, and there is also a book, Cultivation of Virtues and Eradication of Vices. The Daivi Sampad, also Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we have Daivasura Sampad Vivaka Yoga. It's the same thing, Swamiji again and again writes to the aspirants, and his teachings are summarized in three major factors. It is called Trident Sadhana, Trishul Sadhana. One is 20 important spiritual instructions. Here Swamiji gives 20 important instructions how to lead a spiritual life. Then in detail, the second one comes as Sadhana Tattva, the science of 7 cultures, Sadhana Tattva. The third one is universal prayer. O adorable Lord of mercy and love, salutations and prostrations unto thee. Thou art omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient. Thou art Sachidananda, the indweller of all beings. Grant us an understanding heart, equal vision, balanced mind, faith, devotion, and wisdom. Grant us inner spiritual strength to resist temptations and to control the mind. Free us from egoism, lust, greed, anger, hatred, and jealousy. Fill our hearts with divine virtues. Let us behold thee in all these names and forms. Let us serve thee in all these names and forms. Let us ever remember thee. Let us ever sing thy glories. Let thy sacred name be ever on our lips. Let us abide in thee forever and ever. Let us abide in thee ever and ever. This I read about the universal prayer. This is one among the 3 practices which Swamiji has prescribed, the 20 important spiritual instructions, the number 2, the science of 7 cultures, then the third is the universal prayer. And apart from this, Swamiji highlights on writing a journal. Every day before going to bed, maintain a journal and maintain a daily timetable. Take some resolutions. This time I will get up. This much of japa I will do. These scriptures I will read. This much time I will meditate. These are the habits which are not good for me. I will give it up. Ekadashi I will fast. The Saturday and the holidays I will try to do more sadhana. So such are the resolutions. There is a series of a number of resolutions Swamiji advises to take, and according to the resolutions, every day do the spiritual practice as per the guidelines of 20 spiritual instructions and science of 7 cultures, and at the same time maintain the journal every day without fail. The goal of life is God relation. The human is a mix up with both demonic and divine qualities. These are the divine qualities Swamiji writes in his poem, and which he derives from the chapter Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Daivasura Sampad Vivaka Yoga. Urdhvam gacchati sattvastha madhya tishtanti rajasa jaganya gunavottisu adha gachanti tamasa. So cultivation of Daiva Gunas, cultivation of virtues, Swamiji highlights in his song, the song of 1880s. It is a very well-known song, and Swamiji used to write many poems in English and used to sing them also. So I am trying to sing this. This is called the Song of 1880s, the virtues described in Bhagavad Gita for the evolution of the human soul. Serenity, regularity, absence of vanity, sincerity, simplicity, veracity, equanimity, fixity, non-irritability, adaptability, humility, tenacity, integrity, nobility, magnanimity, charity, generosity, purity. Practice daily these 1880s. You will soon attain immortality. Brahman is the only real entity. Mr. So and so is a false non-entity. You will abide in eternity and infinity. You can't attend these in the university. Serenity, regularity, absence of vanity. Cultivation of virtue, Swamiji highlights on the first instructions. Among all instructions, the first instruction is get up at Brahma Muhurta. So every Muhurta is filled with divine. Morning divine, evening divine, midday and the Sandhi. But Brahma Muhurta, the time 2 hours before sunrise, is very auspicious, and all saints, sages, illumined masters and the scriptures highlight this as the Brahma Muhurta, time from morning 4 a.m. to till sunrise. The first instruction of Swamiji is get up at 4 a.m. So if you are not with your health and other things, if you are not able to get up, you can get up little later, but definitely before the sunrise. And the world, if no yoga in every house, everywhere, even students, women, and educated, it is because of the impact of Swamiji. And yoga made very simple. Previously, yoga was only confined to the yoga teachers, or the person has to teach only yoga from a person sitting nearby. But the simple writings of yoga asana, especially when I'm talking about the yoga asana. So Shivananda Yoga, it was so famous all over the world. People know it as called Shivananda Yoga. However, this yoga, Swami Sivananda, though highlighted yoga asanas, but Swamiji writes huge on yoga, yoga for beginners, yoga for householders, yoga for children, yoga for the full-timer, and Shamatvam Yoga Uchyate, yoga karmashu kaushalam. Samatvam yoga uchyate, yoga karmashu kaushalam, and Patanjali Yoga Sutra also, I am not able to recall. Samatvam yoga uchyate. So yoga is not only the physical exercise or the asanas we do. Yoga is the complete integration of human values, the human individual, and its integration with the society or the place where he lives in, and ultimate contribution to the humanity. So, in the bank of the Rishikesh, the young people congregated, and Swami Sivananda used to undertake the yoga and Vedanta in a very systematic manner, and he started the Yoga Vedanta University, Yoga Vedanta Forest University. Then it was university, then afterwards it is only academy now, Yoga Vedanta Forest Academy. So to guide the newcomers, to guide the aspirants, morning Brahma Muhurta time, Shivananda used to wake up and go to the doors of each and every sadhaka or brahmacharis that time, and they used to knock the door and wake him up. Is there not a nobler mission than eating, drinking, and sleeping? It is difficult to get a human birth. Therefore, try your best to realize in this birth, life is very short, time is fleeting, there is no happiness in the world. Oh man, wake up, attain divinity. Oh man, wake up, know your true identity. Do not waste your life. Don't waste your time in only sensual pleasures or petty things of the life. Through yoga, through japa, through dhyana, through swadhyaya, through seva. So the 6 words, Swamiji said that if the whole literature of the world will be vanished, then from these 6 words, the entire Shruti, everything will come up. Seva, Prem, Dhyan. Serve, love, give, purify, meditate, realize. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Serve, love, give, purify, meditate, realize. Be good, do good, be kind, be compassionate. So, service is the first stage which purifies the chitta. Swamiji has many books and articles on the seva. Anybody claiming to be spiritual and claims that he or she is meditating for hours together, but without chitta shuddhi, without having purity of the mind, meditation may not be in the proper channel. So each and every aspirant, Swamiji instructs for selfless service. Do selfless service for few hours a day, where you get purity of the mind and heart, and you plunge into samadhi, you plunge into sadhana, and then systematic sadhana under the guidance of the guru. Another book Swamiji highlights, it is like a dictionary, the bliss divine. The bliss divine is like a dictionary, and any subject you will ask, it is there. If you will ask about pranayama, it is there on the pranayama. You ask about what is human, it is there on human. Woman, woman. It is about yoga, it is yoga. Anything you ask, it is there in the book, and the book name is Bliss Divine. Then very powerful and small book, which has got a universal demand, Thought Power by Swami Sivananda Saraswati. And the Dashopanishad, the 10 principal Upanishad with the text, translation, and commentary by Swami Sivanandaji Maharaj. Then Yoga for beginners, Yoga for householders, home remedy, how can you attend God relation, how to cure diabetes, how to control blood pressure. Any subject you ask, Swami Sivananda has written. Any subject you ask, for the youth, there are also books. For the students, student success in life, books also there. So any subject you ask, book is already there, and one subject the disciples have taken up, and they have become world-renowned saints. Swami Chinmayanandaji Maharaj took the Jnana Yoga part, and Chinmay Mission worldwide is working now, having more centers all over, having so many centers all over the world. Swami Satyananda Bihar School of Yoga highlighted, and he has been working on this, and Bihar School of Yoga having centers all over the world. Then Sachidananda Swamiji's, then Swami Vishnudevanandaji has got more impact upon the foreigners, and Shivananda Yoga is in a very systematic way running under the leadership of Swami Vishnudevanandaji Maharaj, who is a direct disciple of Swami Sivananda Saraswati. So Sivananda Saraswati lives in his teachings. Whenever we think of spiritual life, we think of this human society on earth, Swamiji's teachings, the vision is for a complete evolution of a spiritual society. The human society, evolution of a new evolution of a spiritual society on earth. Okay, Shinaji, we'll see this one now.
Yes, Swamiji. So shall we take some questions again?
Can.
Okay. Seekers, requesting you to post your questions in the Q&A box. I had a question, Swamiji. Could you name a few books Swamiji has written for youth of today?
Student Success in Life.
Okay.
Student Success in Life, that you can take up. Then Yoga for Beginners.
Okay.
And the most important book where not only students, youth, or anyone that must read, it is called Sure Ways for Success in Life. Sure Ways for Success in Life and God Relation. This is among the 300 books. This is the master's piece, and each and every student and youth should read this at least once.
Wonderful.
Then Swamiji has a book called Lives of Saints. It's a big volume. The lives of saints starting from Vyasa Vasistha, ending with Swami Vivekananda Ramakrishna also Swami has written. So ancient times, medieval times, and modern times, the lives of saints, the big volume. And those who are seekers, they should refer to this book. And those who want to read Brahma Sutra, the Brahma Sutra's translation, details, commentary also there. And Swami Shivananda's Bhagavad Gita is world famous. Very simple and lucid commentary. You can refer to Bhagavad Gita for Advaita Vedanta of Shankara's interpretation in a very simple language. You can refer to Srimad Bhagavad Gita by Swami Sivananda Maharaj. Then science of pranayama. The science of pranayama. Generally, we think that pranayama we need to sit somewhere and take the lessons from a teacher. Something in a very simple language, sitting at your home, you can do the simple pranayama techniques Swami has given. The book name is called Science of Pranayama.
Super.
Then Patanjali Yoga Sutras also Swami has written the book Raja Yoga. Then Swami has got separate 4 books, big volumes: Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, then Path of Action, Path of Devotion, and then Jnana Yoga also. So these are the basic books one seeker should read when she start. And if you look into the summarized teachings, how to put forth into action, how to get the benefits, what should I do, the practice. Teachings are there, 300 books, but how should I, consume them, or how should I practice? Then Swamiji stresses upon 20 important spiritual instructions, science of 7 cultures, and universal prayer with ritual for and spiritual diary maintenance.
Wonderful. So that is the book which has the practices, Swamiji.
All books, Swami Sivananda's books are not just written. Any page you read, it will infuse the mind of the reader to practice instantly. That is the force of its realization. Simple language, but you read 2 lines or 2 paragraphs, you will be forced, you will be provoked to practice immediately. But however, if in a systematic, if you want to do the practice, refer to the small articles, Science of 7 Cultures. You can Google it out, 20 spiritual instructions also.
And Swamiji, is there any books of Swamiji on Hindu culture?
Yes, Hindu festivals are there. Religions books are there. Anything you type and put Swami Sivananda, the book is there. Anything you type. You just, how to get cured from diabetics, you click, it will come Swami Sivananda. How to control this blood pressure, it will come. Bazar drugs, it will come. Ayurveda by Swami Sivananda, it will come. Anything, Upanishads, it will come. Brahma Sutra, it will come. Bhagavad Gita, it will come. Lord Krishna, his teachings will come. Lord Shiva and his Shaivism, it will come.
Amazing, amazing. Very, I think it is a blessing to actually have his works. We are living in a generation where a lot of his works are still in print, available in print for one to read and contemplate on.
Both. It is available both in printed form. You can book online from the Divine Life Society headquarters Rishikesh. You can also from the website. It is very simple, free download. You can download freely also.
Yes. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yogasana. Yogasana, you just refer to Swami Sivananda's book, Yogasana. Swamiji himself is doing the asanas, etc. That book is there.
Oh.
And World Peace. This much of big volume book. The book name is World Peace. Business Ethics. How one should do the business. Business ethics. Books are there.
Wow.
Guidelines to householders. Books are there. Students for getting admission into a student life, Brahmacharya, very big volume. Nowhere else you will get this publication. It is called The Practice of Brahmacharya by Swami Sivananda. I interact with many monks of Ramakrishna Mutt, Anandamayi Ma, Papa Ramdas Ashram, and some of the students of direct students of Satyananda, Vishnudevanananda, and Aurobindo Ashram. The young students of the monks, they said, we have gone through many writings of Swami Sivananda and especially the practice of Brahmacharya, Yogasanas. Because he was a qualified doctor, and highly educated, because you see that time when it is India is not independent, also pre-independence period, and that time when in the helicopter Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan is flying to Rishikesh. There are videos I failed to send you. You can show to your viewers. Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan is coming and sitting in Rishikesh, meeting many times. And once upon a time, the trust board meeting is happening in New Delhi, Rashtrapati Bhavan.
Wow.
This is the impact. General Karyappa. You know General Karyappa, the disciple of Swami. I could not cover all subjects of the quotation from different world personalities, but Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan writes about Swami Sivananda. Then Swami Sivananda's contemporary is revered Swami Tapobanji Maharaj, whose photograph is in the altar of Swami Chinmayananda and Chinmaya missions. It is only through the request of Swami Sivanandaji Maharaj, Swami Chinmayananda was sent with a letter to Tapobanji Maharaj to teach him the Vedanta in Upanishads. You can go through the life of Chinmayananda Swamiji, you will find this.
Yes.
So Tapobanji Maharaj is a fluent in Sanskrit, authoritative on the scriptures. And he used to take only selected students, because that time you cannot even travel to Rishikesh. Travel to Rishikesh from Haridwar is difficult. Then another 1 week journey from Rishikesh to Uttarkash. So Swami Sivananda's publications are huge actually. Bhagavad Gita for busy people. Just booklet, busy people. You are traveling by train or flight, you will land in 40 minutes from Chennai to Hyderabad. You will read it, the Bhagavad Gita completely in the same flight. You will complete the book Bhagavad Gita for busy people. You will never find any such publication anywhere. And I guarantee you, any of the books, you open it up, read a paragraph, and you will be infused or provoked to practice those. That is Swami Sivananda lives now also in his teachings and writings. And when World Parliament of Religions is happening in abroad, Swami Sivananda calls for a Parliament of Religions in Rishikesh that time. Life of Christ, then the essence of all different religions. It is only through the powerful writings of Swami Sivananda, he is still living. I have not seen Sivananda. I am born much later. 1963, Swami Sivananda attended Mahasamadhi. Anywhere you go, any country you enter, you ask, do you know Swami Sivananda? Everybody knows Swami Sivananda because of yoga. Sivananda yoga is world famous. However, Sivananda does not say that yoga is just a exercise or this asanas. Yoga has got huge, and yoga is for the world peace. Yoga is for the unification of the world. Yoga is for bringing peace. World Peace book by Swami Sivananda, you must go through at least once. All students and young people, even those who are in a higher position, they should go through the way we are now going through the territories. How to stop war. Swamiji's articles, how to stop war. So anything, I give you a thumb rule. Anything you want, you just put that word by Swami Sivananda, come. And wonderful. Swami Sivananda is a person about whom 156 number of biographies have been written. How many? 156. 156 biographies have been given. Swami Sivananda never had a world tour, but that time Ceylon was with us, Sri Lanka was with us. So due to the force of the devotees and the management, he had a all India Ceylon tour. All India Ceylon tour. He had only once. Otherwise, he has never gone anywhere. When it is very difficult to travel from Haridwar to Rishikesh, that time whole world is coming to Rishikesh, and government is declaring Rishikesh as Sivananda Nagar. The post office is created, and in the centenary time, another rope bridge you see. So people generally call it as Ram Jula, Lakshmana Jula and Ram Jula. It is actually Sivananda Jula. During the time of centenary, with the initiative by His Holiness Swami Sivanandaji Maharaj, the Jula has been prepared, and down there it is written the centenary tribute to Swami Sivananda as Sivananda Jula. But generally people say Ram Jula and Lakshmana Jula. Now also many of the foreigners and many unknown people we meet who says we have never been to Rishikesh, we have not met Shivananda or something, but every day we practice the yoga through the books and writings of Shivananda. We read also. This is Swamiji's impact.
Wonderful. Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you for sharing all of Swamiji's works. And I think one lifetime won't be enough to explore all of his works. So just a feeling of blessedness is what I'm able to experience now, just listening to you. We don't have any questions. So,
when people are not able to travel to Dehradun and Rishikesh, that time Sivananda Swamiji is starting an university in the jungle. It's called Yoga Vedanta Forest University. And what is the course of the university? Details of yoga and its practice, Vedanta, Upanishads, history, then the human psychology, philosophy, and all different religions of the world. And India is not that time also independent.
Wonderful. We don't have any other questions, Swamiji.
No problem. If anybody is having questions, they can send me. I will reply.
Yeah. Sure. Do we continue, Swamiji, or
we will we'll close now. We'll see the next.
Okay. So the next session. Sorry, Swamiji. Next session will be at 4:30 p.m. Indian time. So please do join us. Requesting all the seekers to attend the second session as well. Thank you so much.
Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hari Om.